Hey there, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. Today we are making carrot and herb damper. It's fairly straightforward. I'm not in a hurry today. I am, but I'm not, so I'm going to take my time with this one. I'm going to be serving this up later with dinner, so here's what we need. And we're going to use a new technique today that I've used, but normally I can't be bothered. But I can't be bothered cutting an onion up really small, and I'm going to use a food processor. So those of you that do own a food processor, you've probably noticed these wacky and weird different lids and different slicing blades with them. You can grate things with a food processor. So we're going to grate the carrot and the butter in the food processor, as well as chop up the onion. So we're good with that. Come on in, I'll show you what's going on. I've replenished the fresh herbs that are sitting on the windowsill as well. The basil, I'm keeping it there. Hopefully it will be inspired to come back to life like the other ones. But anyway, let's go. Come on in. So you need your oven on 200, 180 fan forced. I've got mine on 180 for fan forced. Going to go through the ingredients really quickly. 2 cups of self-raising flour. I'm yet to measure everything out, but I wanted to do my intro and explanation first. 45 grams of butter grated. Now, I don't normally grate butter, but for some reason with this damper, grating butter is the way to go. So we're going to weigh out 45 grams. 1 cup of grated carrot. This is what inspired me to use the food processor. I've got 2 just in case. Normally if I go for 1 carrot, I get caught short. And if there's too much, no big deal. I like carrot, so all good. Half a small onion finely chopped. The other half I'm going to use in the next recipe. So that was the smallest of the 3 that I got. Half a cup of grated cheddar cheese. I keep that in the freezer so it's easy as to just measure out. 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh herbs. I got the idea to, instead of keep buying bunches, once again to try them on the windowsill. Now that it's spring, coming into summer soon, this is the way to go. This is parsley. And the coriander's a bit wild and woolly, but that's it there. So we're going to use a tablespoon of each chopped up. So they're going to be really good. I could probably put those in the food processor at the same time as the onion. That's what I will do actually. I'm a bit lazy today. I've been working in the garden, not any other reason. 1 teaspoon of salt. I've got to crack that to measure it out, but that is what I will do. Half a teaspoon of pepper, same deal. And finally, 3/4 of a cup of milk. I am still using the light lactose-free long life milk. That is a tongue twister and a half. I find this one good. It lasts a lot longer. I do have cereal every day, so it's not like it sits in the fridge for 3 weeks. 3/4 of a cup is really good because that's going to use it up a lot quicker. Alrighty, so now that you know what's going on, you also need a set of kitchen scales, a bowl, a flat tray to cook the damper in. This baby here, this is Old Faithful, the food processor. You've probably seen me use this a couple of times to chop up biscuits, etc., etc. This, with this different lid on it, this different blade, and this different other thing on it, pop your carrot in, put a cup down the end. I'm going to have a cup of grated carrot, and same deal with the butter. So that's pretty awesome. And then put all that in the sink, get Mr. Familiar back and the lid, and we can chop up really fine. So food processors are good for that reason. All right, now that you know what we're doing, I'm going to gather it all up, weigh and measure. As soon as I've got it all ready to go, I will be back. Well, I got to show you this. I've just chucked my butter through the grater. It looks like grated cheese. No, I can reassure you it's not. That is butter. Whatever's not fully grated, I don't care. It's going straight in the bowl anyway. It will get grated in with the carrot because I am not going to be washing it to do the carrot. But, my friends, look at that. That is not cheese, that is butter. Awesome. Get one. If you haven't got one, get one. And once again, we have chucked a carrot through there. It's grated. It's good. There's a bit of butter in there, but who cares? Butter's in the rest of it, so it's all good. All right, let's keep rolling. Now, when it comes to working out how much herb roughly is going to give you a tablespoon of chopped, try and have a really good guess. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not going to hurt using extra. As I said, this is at least with this coriander that's gone rampant. I brought it rampant, so I thought it's a good one, but it really is going a bit wild on the windowsill, and especially since I put my washing up near it, I don't really want a lot of it hanging down. So what I'm basically doing, you can use any herbs. You don't have to use what I'm using, which is coriander and parsley. I could use a bit of basil as well, but I'm thinking that because I'm going to be serving this with a casserole that I'm doing later. Spoiler alert for next episode. This coriander is probably going to be the better one with it, and parsley, because there's parsley in the casserole as well. I think it's parsley and chives. I should remember. I wrote my list, okay, but I don't remember because I got too much to remember. So yeah, that's why I thought I'd go with these ones. Yeah, this is, I might try and tie it so that it'll grow up, not out. Looks like a bit of an afro at the moment. Just so you know. All right, so get a really good handful, and then that's probably going to be pretty close to your tablespoon. And as I say, if it's too much, don't worry, you're going to have more of a herby taste going on. All right, dropping it on the floor is not smart. All right, so that is how I think that would be right, because when I've chopped up about that much before and bothered to measure it out, that's been a tablespoon. I've already got the half an onion in there as well. So cool, let's keep rolling. And that is how you make short work of chopping up half an onion and 2 tablespoons of chopped herbs. Done. Oh, we got a bit of carrot in there still too. Cool. All right, nearly ready to start and throw it all together. Okay, so what I've done to grind out the pepper and the salt, that's pepper. I just popped the teaspoons and the half a teaspoon on a plate, grind the hell out of the grinder, get as much as you can on there, and then just pinch the rest on. Whatever's on the plate, just sweep in. So that is our 1 teaspoon of salt and our half a teaspoon of pepper. All I need to do now is measure out half a cup of grated cheese and 3/4 cup of milk, and we are ready to roll. Okay, so I know you normally don't see me doing prep. It may have bored you, and I apologise in advance if it did. But sometimes it's good for me to show you what goes on behind the scenes, so to speak, as well. And that way you can actually realise that sometimes I have lots of time to cook, other times I don't, and that's how we do it. So now that everything's ready, I've got a flat tray which I've sprayed with cooking spray, and we are literally ready to roll. So sift flour into a bowl. Oh, I forgot to tell you to get a sieve. My bads, my real bads. Okay, so get a sieve. I've got this one that's really cool, and I like it because it sits over the top of my bowl. You'll have to excuse me. I have got hay fever. I don't know if it was from being out in the garden, which I was this morning, or whether it's just a high pollen-y day, or a bit of both. But I have to do my garden as well, so all right. I've had a couple of big shock and sneezes. All right. So in goes that. That'll go up your nose too. All right. Now that butter that we grated earlier is in the bottom of here. So what we do is we rub it in with our fingertips. This is the same way as you make scones. Spoiler alert, I'm making scones later this week. So don't know how my head's going to be. Tomorrow I'm going in to get a thing cut out of the top of my head. That's why I'm cooking twice today, so that I've got something for dinner tomorrow. But yes, I have got scones on the menu for later this week. I love scones. It was always a favourite when I made it at home. I used to do a little bit of a Devonshire tea with some fancy tea for me and my mama, but it'll just be me now. And because I'll be doing them like one night after work, probably with a sore head, won't be doing a Devonshire tea with it. So I am going to be doing the whipped cream and the jam with it, which I love. All right. So make it rain. Okay. Add the carrot, onion, cheese, and herbs. So in goes carrot. In goes onion, cheese, and I'll do cheese first. And reason 4 is because onion and herbs are all in together. So the beauty of this one is once you've done all your prep, which as you saw can take a while, but it's fun though sometimes. All in. Okay. Sprinkle salt and pepper over the top. I just like to mix this in first. Okay. That's salt and pepper, which we've got 1 and 1, plus our plate. All right, beautiful. All right. Pour in milk and mix together until it all comes together. So easy. Damper is so easy to make. This one's obviously a bit of a variation because it's got stuff in it. I think I have made damper since I started this show. Can't remember whether it was just a plain one. It was probably a cheesy one or something. I don't mind making damper. It's fairly easy. And I don't eat much bread. I don't eat a lot of bread at all, really. The only time I probably eat bread is if you want to call a hamburger bun a bread, but I don't eat many of them unless I go out. Pretty weird. I cook them 3 times a week and I avoid them unless I go out. And I do love hamburgers, by the way, so we make great hamburgers. But I think when you cook them all day, the last thing you want to do is eat one. All right, keep kneading it together until it looks all good. It tells you to knead it lightly on a floured board for 30 seconds. You know what? The bowl is just as good and less mess. So stick with my way and you'll be happier. Should look something like that. Should. If it looks like that, you've done well. All right, now all we need to do, form into a ball and place onto the baking tray. Well, the good news is it's always been into a ball. Just got to get it off my hands. All right. I hope your ball of damper looks like that. Get your tray. Come down a bit lower there. All right. Flatten it in the middle. Turn it again. You don't need to turn it. I'm just doing that. Optional whether you want to cook what's on your fingers or put it down the sinkhole. Alright, now all you need to do is dust it with flour once you've scored the top into wedges. How many wedges? Cut it into as many wedges as you want. I'm probably going to go with maybe 6. This is going to rise, obviously. Self-raising flour does that. So, got to get a knife with shit hands like these. So, bear with me while I try not to spill it all over my kitchen. Alright. So, to score it, it is just literally like this. Alright, I'm just going to do it into 6, actually. Why don't I just do it into 8? I don't know whether we're going to do it like we cut a pizza, where we go like that, but I've done it into 8 anyway. Some are bigger, some are smaller. Obviously, I'm going to have a piece before dinner. Alright, this, I dust it with flour, so I'm going to grab some flour out of the cupboard once I wash my hands. We are going to bake for 30 to 35 minutes, but you'll know it's done because damper, when it's done, when you tap it, it will sound hollow. So, dusting with a bit of flour, I'll see you in half an hour. No, it's not cooked. I've just dusted it with flour. All right, in it goes. Bye. Okay, so the buzzer's gone off for half an hour and we're just going to check it now. It looks the right colour. So it's said to tap it and it should sound hollow. So I reckon we have damper. All right. Thank you for watching this episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. This has been carrot and herb damper. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to switch your oven off and I'll catch you very soon on our next adventure. Bye.